Welcome to the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea, where we're all about sitting in our seat of authority so that the kingdom citizens can be infused with the power to dominate confidence, unleash potential, and leave a legacy. Now, this is accomplished through extracting limiting beliefs, distractions, and interferences. I am Toyinda LaShea, a prophetess, best-selling author, business consultant, master coach, public speaker, mentor, and a threat to hell's kingdom. Listen, it is the new year and I have a word for you. I want you to go with me to Luke chapter 5, verses 1 through 6. Luke 5, 1 through 6. And it reads, one day as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, the people were crowding around him and listening to the word of God. He saw at the water's edge two boats left there by fishermen who were washing their nets. Now he got into one of the boats, the one boat belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. For when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out into the deep water and let down your nets for a catch. 5. Simon answered, Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you said so, I will let down the nets. 6. And I want you to listen to this one good. When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. Now, I just want to share with you a small snippet of what's on my heart for 2020. The title of this talk with you today is When Jesus Gets In, Their Nets Begin to Break. Let me say it one more time. When Jesus gets in, their nets begin to break. Now listen, this is what we need to understand as we're going into 2021. We have to allow the Lord to come in. We have to allow the Lord to get in so that our nets can break. Now this here is a passage that pertains to trust, faith, and obedience. Now, we see here in Luke 5:1 that Jesus is standing by the lake of Gennesaret. And this lake is better known as the Sea of Galilee. And what stood out to me immediately is that in this particular text, the writer here does not use the name that everybody uses, but rather the writer uses the name, the Lake of Gennesaret. And in my studies, I learned that the Lake of Gennesaret, it takes its name from a small, fruitful plain called the Sea of Galilee. Number 2, it's a body of water or area that's rich in edible fish, So there was provision at this lake. And then the Lake of Gennesaret was the hot spot for fishermen. This is the place where the fishermen went to secure the bag. I'm talking about provision. And the last thing I want you to know about the Lake of Gennesaret was that it was known to have violent and dangerous winds. So Jesus was very strategic in his ways here. He's standing at this lake ministering to the people and scouting out his team. Now, Jesus here is functioning as both the teacher and the evangelist. And you ought to tell the Lord to make your ministry multidimensional. So Jesus was around the place where he knew where people can get the work done, of fishermen. They knew how to stay in the press. They were very patient under pressure. They were skilled and persistent. They knew how to be a champion. And so he was at this place where fishermen were. And one thing we need to understand as we move into Luke 5:2 is that Jesus saw. Yes, he is the looking God. He is the God that sees us. I'll go over to Hagar and ask about that. So Jesus saw at the water's edge two boats. Listen, the boats were docked. The fishermen were done. They were washing their nets. Now, when a fisherman gets to a point where they're washing their nets, they are done. They are finished, and they're cleaning the debris out of the net. And we'll go there another day. I got to keep going. So as they were cleaning their nets, if we move down to Luke 5:3, Jesus, listen, the Son of God, the chief intercessor, he got into one of the boats. And when you're working in your assignment, Jesus will get in with you if you will let him. He's going to partner with you to do a thing. He'll partner with you to reach the goal. He'll partner with you to reach the desires of your heart, but you have to let him in. So Jesus got into the boat. He got into the boat. He got into the boat that was belonging to Simon, and he asked Simon a question. He said, Simon, push the boat into the water. Because remember, Simon was tired. Listen, we were tired of COVID 2019 in 2020. We were tired. We were tired of being on the quarantine. Simon was tired. And so Jesus asked him to push the boat in the water. So now the boat's in the water, and Jesus, the teacher, he sat down. He's strategic. He's very strategic. He sat down and taught the people from the boat. And listen, sometimes the Lord has to be very strategic with us, because we get into a place where we have been defeated, and we have been very distraught, and we've been disappointed, and so we want to dock our boats. But when we allow the Lord to come in, when we allow Jesus to get in, when Jesus gets in, something special happens. Abundance happens. Let's keep going. So if we move now down to Luke 5 and 4. After Jesus gets in the boat, he finishes teaching, and then he says to Simon, listen, he's given Simon an instruction, and he's stretching Simon a little bit. When has the Lord had to give you instructions to stretch you so that you can then move into a place of abundance? So he gives Simon an instruction, and he tells Simon that I want you to go now out into the sea where there is a deeper space. He wants you to go deep. He wants you to start the ministry. He wants you to start the business. He wants you to write the vision and make it plain. Yes, he wants you to go out into the deep. And he says here, he says, Simon, I want you to go out into the sea where it's deeper. Go deep. Listen, I have to experience my own space of going deep when I moved to South Carolina from Indiana, because listen, my personal connections, my connections of influence, where I was able to secure the bag, where I was able to call in resources, that was back in Indiana. But God was calling me to go deeper. So from this point, when Jesus begins to tell him to let down his net so that he can catch some fish, he said, let down your net so that you can catch some fish. Jesus here was operating as the prophet. So earlier he's operating as the teacher who is grounding the people. Then he moves into a space of operating as the evangelist that gathers the people. And now he's operating as the prophet that guides the people. That guides the people. And so what's exciting here is that when we allow Jesus to get in, there's big things that will happen for us. Your business will outgrow you. You will be sought after to speak in places like Amazon. Listen, I know because I've been there. People of influence will begin to work on your behalf when you allow Jesus to get in the boat and let down your net for a catch. Let down your net for a catch. So he gets in the boat. He grounds the people from the boat. He gathers the fishermen, and he after teaching, and then he's finally guiding the people. In this situation is Simon and the others that were around him. He's moving them into a place of milk and honey. And what's nice here is that Jesus told him to let down your net. Let down your net. And so when he uses the word let, we know that let is a term of permission. It means that it gives you consent to do a thing. It means that it gives you the authorization to do a thing. You know what happened in Genesis 1:3. Let there be light, and there light was. So Jesus is in this boat. He's given the instruction. When do we need to follow the instruction of Jesus all the time? When have you decided not to follow the instructions of Jesus? I'm going to let you chew on that. So in Luke 5:5, and I love this, because Simon was instructed to go into the deep and let his net down to catch fish, right? So this is Simon's response. He says, Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. Listen, I didn't sell a book. My proposal got canceled. My spouse left me. I'm on the verge of divorce. Listen, things are not working for me. I'm defeated. But listen to this. He called him master. And when the master is on the scene, listen, they are the people who have authority. That's the person who is all knowing. He's the person with great proficiency. He's the one that qualifies the apprentices. He's a great figure of the past, present, and future. The master, when the master comes on the scene, listen, when the master comes on my scene, my confidence is on a new level. My faith has risen up that you can't tell Toyinda anything because my God said it, my master said it. I'm feeling like Bruce Banner or Elastigirl. Y'all go back to your younger days. But what happened here is when Simon followed the instruction and he let his net down to catch some fish, when he had done so, this is Luke 5:6, when he had followed the instructions, when he had done so, when he had believed the prophetic word of Jesus, he was able to catch a large number of fish, and their nets began to break. So they started to experience the miraculous because they trusted, because they followed the instructions, and they were very obedient to the Lord. And so I just want to speak over you and declare and decree in your life that you will let Jesus in, because when Jesus gets in, your net begins to break, that you will let him in and you will be able to experience a net breaking year in 2021 because of your obedience, because your faith has risen. You will indeed have a net breaking year. So listen, I'm excited to be walking into 2021 with you. And what I want you to know is that when you let Jesus in and you follow those instructions, you will indeed have a net breaking year. I am Toyinda LaShea, and you are watching the Coaching Seat TV. Listen, if this broadcast has blessed you, I want you to partner with me by sowing a seed to my Cash App, and that is $Toyinda Smith. Listen, I will see you next week. Everybody, I am Toyinda LaShea. I'm the creator of the Champion Influence Coach Certification Program, and I've created some Champion Influence coaching flashcards. Now, these flashcards are for coaches who want to create a confident coaching conversation. There's 55 questions that you can ask your coachee to build a confident conversation. You can find them at www.thecoachingseat.com.